What's going on? We are officially live, and as always, there's always like about a minute or so where people notice that you're live. So hopefully people will start joining in. Otherwise, it'll just be me talking to myself. So cheers to that. And I know last time I did the live stream on here, it was an awesome time. There's people from all over the country, like Portugal, France, Italy. It was just really cool. Oh, thanks, man. My beard. Yeah, it's a little scruffy, a little scraggly. Apparently, I had no idea you have to get a bunch of product when you have a beard. Like, I never knew that was a thing. I thought the whole reason for growing out a beard was so you didn't have to really do maintenance. But apparently, people are saying you need beard oil, like beard pomade. Who knew? But how's everybody doing tonight? It went from like 8 viewers to 6, like real quick. But again, it's in the first like minute. Pinoy Ride, what's going on, man? Yeah, the beard. I feel like it hasn't really progressed. It really hasn't grown in the past like week. I feel like it's at that same stage, scraggly and stuff. But I'm getting some positive feedback, so I'll keep it going for right now. And my hair is probably the longest it's been in like since I was like a teenager. So that also. I've seen some movies recently. I wouldn't say they were great. I saw The Red Turtle, which I thought was a very visually stunning movie and kind of enchanting to it as well. I was thinking about it long after viewing, but it just felt like a long short. And really good animation, French animation, and it was a partnership with Studio Ghibli, but the animation was all, like, I believe French. So I thought it was a good movie, and then I watched, hold on, I'll show you this, what I watched before. I watched Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage, which was formulaic, predictable, just absurdly ridiculous, terribly cheesy one-liners, and I loved it for all of those reasons because it was all those things, and it's what you expected it to be, and it was a decently fun ride for action movies, cheesy action. But yeah, I actually enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not saying it's a great movie by any means because it's not, but it was a fun popcorn flick. But obviously it was self-aware. It was purposely doing all those ridiculous things, and the one-liners. Oh man, that one from Vin Diesel too, where he's wearing that big jacket and he's the things I do for my country. I was like, oh no, you didn't just say that, just face palm. Um, the House of Blues. It's actually right there. There's your packages right here. I took them out of the bubble mailer, and then there's the bubble wrap. I haven't done an update for it yet. I'll do it probably tomorrow. Because I ended up having somebody over, a lady friend, and I was grilling with my roommate and then her, and then had a couple drinks, a couple burgers, and then I came upstairs with my lady friend up here, and Wrigley decided to pee on my chair out of nowhere. So, I don't know if he was jealous that I was giving her attention, but he's never done that before. My computer chair right here, he just lifted up his leg and peed right down there and got on the carpet. And it was pretty embarrassing, so I had to clean that up real quick, and I was kind of annoyed after that. He's never done that before, so I don't know what it was. I know he's got the congestive heart failure, kidney failure, and the medicine for his heart worsens his kidneys. But I have a pee pad in the next room over here, and he always pees on that. So that's the first time he's ever done that. So I don't know if he was just jealous or upset or whatever was going on in his doggy emotions. But that kind of put a damper on the night for me personally. But thank you, I appreciate that Pinoy Ride. Sable Flea, thanks, I appreciate that too. Razor Wire Reviews, a double bill, yeah, there we go. Thank you for commenting, by the way, Luke, on my post on Facebook. I appreciate that. Trying to get some movie talk going. You know what? I like Vin Diesel a lot in this one. He's not, for me, I like The Rock. He does a lot of these kind of cheesy action movies, but can pull off the action and the comedy. And I think Vin Diesel did a decent job doing that, but he's nowhere up to that par. Of course, Arnold's on a whole nother level. He's, one of the epitome, him, Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, some of the best action stars out there. I know Dolph Lundgren really hasn't done anything great in a long time. Jean-Claude Van Damme as well. And then I did Tony Jaa, and then... who else? Donnie Yen was in there too. I wish their roles were a little bit bigger. And the one girl in here, I don't know, Middle Eastern, whatever descent she is, she was stunning too. Ridley I don't know who that is. The House of Blues. You said Ridley. Oh, Wrigley. That's so funny you say that. I was actually going to say that, and then I decided not to say that. But yes, he definitely cock-blocked me tonight. Wrigley's like, I'm having enough of this. I'm not having it. If you're friends with P, then you're friends with me. That's hilarious. I remember that song back in the day. Vin Diesel, yeah, Boiler Room Saber. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Well, I mean, he does those roles, the action roles. I mean, the Fast and the Furious, that whole franchise. I'm not big into that franchise, but it has a huge following. So, I mean, good for him. And he was one of the producers on Triple X. So he basically kind of, one of the special features talks about how it was basically him getting the ball rolling and reinventing this Triple X. And there was a really good cameo at the end, which I liked. But again, you know what you're getting yourself into with the movies like that. But for all the ridiculous action sequences and cheesy one-liners, for what it was enjoyable. That's basically it. But yeah, I really haven't watched anything that's blown me away lately. I've seen a bunch of average to subpar movies, so I'm looking for some great movies to watch. Yes, I have. I actually have it in another room, the Ip Man collection. I believe she's Indian, if I'm not mistaken, at Middle Eastern. She works in Bollywood a lot. Yeah, whoever she is, she was stunning. I've never seen her before, but I was like, she should be in more movies. And I like the love interest with her and Vin Diesel. I wish they kind of actually would have played that up some more, just for the fact that I wanted to see more of her. Do you go to the theaters often? Not as much as I used to. I used to literally see every movie that came out in the theaters, but now from the time that it goes from the theaters to home video, it's like 2 months. So a lot of times I just wait because I do get some screeners review copies. So unless it's like a big blockbuster movie, or something that I think is going to be visually stunning, that's one of the only times. And even nowadays, I feel like a lot of people have better home theaters systems than in the actual movie theater. So it really depends. But I don't go quite as much as I used to. So just watched Prometheus before Covenant on Friday. What are your thoughts on it? Prometheus, I think I don't know why it gets so much criticism. I personally love it. I think it's one of the better sci-fi movies of recent years. I think part of the reason people don't like Prometheus is because it didn't have xenomorphs jumping all around. I think that's what people wanted and expected in the Alien franchise. But Prometheus was kind of a world unto itself, kind of setting it up. And I really appreciated what they did. I think it's a sci-fi modern classic. So I love Prometheus, and I can't wait to see Alien Covenant, although I don't like a lot of the cast members for Covenant. But I'm still going to see that one. That one's one that I want to see in the theaters, for example. Glad to see more appreciation. But I remember when Prometheus came out, there was tons of people making like rant videos. That was one of the things I think, though. I think people didn't enjoy it because they're expecting just xenomorphs. And that really wasn't the case for that movie. I feel like it was more, not necessarily a thinking sci-fi movie, but it had more of a backstory. It filled in some gaps. And, some people say, oh, the characters made poor decisions. That's the case in every one of those types of movies. Yeah, Danny McBride is one of the things that I don't like about that movie at all. I am not a fan of his at all. And I'm really worried what he's going to do with the Halloween movie coming up. But yeah, I'm not a big Danny McBride fan, so that's one of the casting choices that I wasn't a fan of. So we'll see. I'm going to give it a fair chance, though. But yeah, Prometheus is one of those ones that I can just watch over and over. Every time that I see it on TV, I watch it, and I have it on Blu-ray as well. I wish that got a 4K Ultra HD release. That's one that definitely deserves it. I might do a video on like the top movies that I think deserve a 4K Ultra HD release. I know when I posted that video, I got so much hate. I'm like, hey, if you don't like the top quality, that's fine. That's for me, though. I'm hooked on it. Certain movies just completely changed my opinion on it. I kind of had that opinion initially, but then when I watched like The Shallows, that was the one that really changed my mind because I watched the Blu-ray of that first, and then I watched the 4K disc on it, and it was just incredible. The HDR, the clarity, the detailing, it just blew me away. Yeah. Yeah, no, my arm gets tired a lot. I'll switch hands every now and then, for sure. I do have a tripod on here, but it's not like quite tall enough. So, yeah, there's the tripod right behind me, in fact. But I think the tripod's only like 4 feet tall or 5 feet tall, and I'm like I'm 5'11" and 3/4, so I'm like a hair from 6 foot. So I need something like at least that tall. I feel like. Dan McBride has the look of a pilot and will have the odd joke, but still seeing him be awkward in a series. Yeah, I don't know. He always plays that same role to me, so I just can't. I don't know. I think just all the roles that I've seen him in, I just kind of hated that kind of character and the way that he plays it, and just everything that he does kind of annoys me. The way he talks, the way he presents himself in these roles, and even in interviews, he kind of still plays that kind of, ridiculous, stupid kind of jokes, and just isn't for me. But who knows? Maybe he'll surprise me on this one. I think only certain movies need 4K, just like 3 Day. Well, I mean, yeah, of course, certain ones, but I was actually surprised by Goodfellas, how great that looked on 4K. So, certain movies can look better. I haven't seen Battle Royale 2. I only saw the first one, so maybe try sitting down and streaming, but not in your so I did clean the heck out of it. In fact, the girl actually had a bottle of Febreze in her car, so she brought that in. And, I wiped it down. I had like Clorox wipes. And then she sprayed it to the carpet and then like the leg where he got. I think he was like literally pissed off and jealous. Because he like literally looked at me and just lifted his leg. He was just like, whoop. And I'm like, really, dude? So yeah, that kind of annoyed me because he's never done that before. He's really good about going on the pee pad. That is literally the only time he's had like a pee accident. So, what did you think about Mad Max Fury Road Black and Chrome Edition? All right, Mad Max in general, or Mad Max Fury Road in general, I have issues with. I feel like it shouldn't even been called Mad Max. It should have been called Furiosa. Mad Max wasn't even like he was like a secondary character at best in that movie. But the Black and Chrome edition, I didn't really love it. It kind of changed the feel of it. I guess it is a little bit fitting for the post-apocalyptic genre, but I did kind of like the initial look. Those kind of like yellows and kind of like washed out, burnt colors, and the fire and the flames. It kind of worked for those colors that they initially had. Are you talking about Hausu? It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Was it Japanese? I have it over here somewhere. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I just thought it was like... You're talking about this one, right? Right there? I thought it was insane. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I just remember thinking, like, that is a trippy-ass movie. Are you looking forward to Berlin Syndrome? No. I'm not... Well, I'm not saying that I'm not familiar with Berlin Syndrome. I haven't heard anybody talk about that, so I will... He was pretty peed off. You're killing me with these puns, but it works, though. Everything you've especially the one thing you said before, I was going to say that, so... Are you going to buy the Resident Evil Final Chapter Steelbook? No. Resident Evil, for me, I loved the first one. I loved the second one. And then after that, so, no. I am going to get a review copy of Resident Evil on DVD because I requested it, like, literally a day ago. And they ran out of review copies for Blu-ray and 4K. So I figured, you know what, that's fine for me. I don't know if I'm really going to like it. I haven't liked any of the other ones from 2 on. So no, I'm not going to blind buy the Steelbook. I'll watch the DVD that's going to be sent to me for review first. And then if I like it, maybe, but it's doubtful. It seemed like all those movies for me just went downhill. I do not have any Kimchi or Nova media editions. A lot of those movies are movies that I'm not a big fan of, like a lot of comic book movies and stuff like that. And you're paying like $50 for, just essentially a nice little slipcase. But the only one I'm interested in, there's one that I might get, and that's Apocalypto. The regular Blu-ray is like going for like anywhere from $20 to $40. But then I think it's the Kimchi or Nova Media, one of those ones has like a special edition for Apocalypto where it has the lenticular slipcase, and that's $40. I saw it on eBay, so I might get that because I do love Apocalypto. Excuse me. Yeah, House Yeah, that's a great analogy for it too. You're killing me with everything you're saying. Everything is spot on. Yes, I do own the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In fact, those editions were like the Steelbook edition for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, like the DVD one, was like one of the first Steelbooks I ever bought. And I was so excited because it was like super cheap at that point. But that one is another one of those movies that's been released so many times. It actually has a 4K release in Germany. And I think a lot of people aren't aware, Dawn of the Dead has an Italian 4K release But I feel like a lot of the people that are into 4K just collect it for the sake of collecting it, because I see a lot of people who haven't viewed it because that actually got recalled. There was an issue with the disc, and they ended up recalling it and sending out new pressed discs that had the errors fixed for it. So yeah, if you ended up getting the Italian Dawn of the Dead 4K Ultra HD set, news, it was recalled, and they sent out replacement discs. How do you request review copies? Well, first off, they're not going to send review copies out to just about anybody. You have to have an audience. A lot of the companies and studios, they have a prerequisite for monthly views. Some of them say ridiculous numbers like 100,000 views. Some of them are lower, so it really depends. You just basically go to the studio's website and you write them an email saying, "Hey, I'd like to review this. Would this be possible?" And then they'll check out your site. If you have a website or a YouTube channel, they'll check out your views and see if it's worth it for them. They're not going to just give out a review copy to anybody. So I think people are under that misconception somehow. I don't know how. But honestly, I saw somebody post recently on Twitter that they wish they would get review copies. It's really not all it's chalked up to be. I know I get some review copies, but not everything. There's some people on here that just get about everything for review, and I don't know how you could possibly keep up with that. I work and I have a social life, and it's hard to keep up with the few ones that I get. So realistically, it's like homework. And a lot of times I feel like people, when you get in that, at least when I first got into reviewing, I was requesting everything. And that's what I feel like most people would do in that same situation. And you get bombarded, you get backlogged, and it's impossible to keep up with it. And so I really wouldn't recommend it, honestly, unless you have good enough numbers where you can just request a few of the top ones you really want. So yeah, you basically just go to the studio's websites and write to them. That's about it. You should do a trailer reaction to Berlin Syndrome. It stars Teresa Palmer. I love Teresa Palmer. She is stunning. It sort of gave me a vibe of Liam Neeson's. Sort of gives me a Taken vibe. I really wasn't a huge fan of Taken. I know everybody loved that movie, but I don't know. It was just a little bit too far-fetched for me. But then again, I just praised Triple X. But again, that's it. That one is a little bit more self-aware. It knows it's a cheesy action movie. If you have Iron Man 2009 on Blu-ray, do you know if it's rare? I don't believe it's rare. I mean, I had the one... No, that was actually Iron Man 2 that had like a special slipcover. But no, there's a bunch of different editions of Iron Man on Blu-ray. So I think the Steelbook was rare for it. But actually, I hated the first Iron Man movie. I actually prefer Iron Man 2. I think I'm in the minority on that one. To me, Iron Man 2 had a better supporting cast. Don Cheadle, I prefer. Better actor as Rhodey over Terrence Howard, and a way better villain, Whiplash. Better supporting cast, too. Sam Rockwell was in there. A whole bunch of other cast members. Iron Man 1 had like a super weak villain. It was just like a regular dude. So I don't know, just everything about that movie. I don't understand the hype. I think it was just like the first Iron Man movie, and that's why. Yeah, Iron Man is super common, but there are other editions. The Steelbook is rare for it, though I know that. What would my superpower be? Immediately I think of stuff that I can't say on here. But I don't know, I guess probably be invisible. That would probably be it. I don't know if I would use that power for good or not. I would say maybe the power to produce money. Taken needed to be a hard R. I actually liked my favorite Liam Neeson movie, besides that was Darkman back in the day, would be A Walk Among the Tombstones. I feel like that one doesn't get enough appreciation or consideration. Have you seen Repo Man? Yes, in fact, I believe I talked about it recently, in fact, on one of the live streams. I love Alex Cox's Repo Man. I really want to get the Criterion Collection edition of it. And I posted on Instagram. Oh, you know what? You're so right. House of Blues. You are killing me. We're on the same wavelength. I can't believe I forgot The Grey. The Grey is absolutely my favorite Liam Neeson movie. Again, I love movies with a snowy setting. And I love there's like a quick, like, 1 second shot after some of the credits rolled too, which I really enjoyed that shot. I know a lot of people didn't like that shot, but yeah, The Grey is absolutely my favorite. But Walk Among the Tombstones I feel like is still underrated. But yes, I have Repo Man. I absolutely love it. It's a great like punk kind of mindset movie. It's another trippy movie and a lot of fun, very entertaining, crazy, out there, wacky, aliens, everything going on. The MacGuffin. But I love that one, and I really need to get that on Criterion. That's a must-get for me. That's that I can put on at any time and enjoy. Old school Emilio Estevez right there. Did you see Hellboy is getting an R-rated remake? I did not see that. That's surprising. I I loved Hellboy, and I remember the comic books way back in the day. I think it was it Dark Horse that put them out, and was the artist was Mike Mignola, I think, was the artist. JJ Christensen, how are you? Yes, I do love doing these live streams. I just love that instant interaction, and it's so easily accessible now with my cell phone. And I know House of Blues, you said I could actually have other people come on in here too. So you need to tell me how to do that, because I'm totally down for that. Although you said, let me know what day you're doing it, because Saturday night I do have a date, but we're going out to dinner, I think at like 6 Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know when we're going to get back, but yeah. But I'm down for that for sure. I love doing these live streams. Have you picked up some Arrow Video editions lately? Yes, I have. In fact, I'll be doing a Arrow Video haul update, because I still haven't seen a bunch of the ones that I recently picked up. I did get Brain Damage, the standard slip one, although I do kind of want to get the other limited edition box set for it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The steelbook, because he didn't mention the steelbook, but yeah, the steelbook for it is considered one of the Holy Grail steelbooks. But honestly, I couldn't give a flying hoot about getting the steelbook for that movie, because I thought the movie was garbage. But I know I'm in the minority in thinking that. Run All Night was decent. Nonstop I haven't seen, but Run All Night was okay for me. I thought it was decent, but not great for me. Mr. Shockwave or Ms. Hawkwave, I'm not sure which one that is, but Jonathan. So Mr. Shockwave, I'm doing well, man. How are you? I'm 18 minutes late to this, but it's see, this is something I think is so cool when people from all across the globe, like somebody from France just commented. Last time we had somebody from France, Portugal, Italy, like it was just so cool to me to see people from all across the world coming in and talking movies. That's one of the reasons I really love YouTube. A lot of my friends, they're not that big into movies. They're casual moviegoers. So to get the chance to talk on here with like-minded people who are into movies, especially all across the globe, I think it's a great outlet and opportunity. So I think a lot of people need to stop focusing on review copies and stuff like that and get back to what we really came on here for. And, don't worry about trying to get popular or trying to make a living on here, because it's probably not going to happen. Just have fun. That's what this should be for. That's in my opinion anyways. Hold on, scrolling through the comments. Still okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Did you say before you figured out a way how to change the Blu-ray codes? Because I would really love to know if that's the case. Have you watched Smokey and the Bandit? I have watched it probably 15 years ago or something. That's the last time I watched it. Yeah. Hopefully that's not the case. He knows. The girl that came over tonight was the first time she came over. The girl on Saturday is a different girl, and he knows her. So I think he'll probably be more well-behaved on Saturday night. So hopefully. But I was so shocked when he did that. He literally just looked at me and just lifted his leg and just right there on the leg of my chair and on the carpet. I was like, what the heck? And he's never done that before. So very, that totally put a hamper on my mood for the rest of the night. Yes, Juice. I can't wait for Juice. That was one that I used to watch all the time growing up as a kid with Tupac and Omar Epps. Yeah, Bishop. Was it Steel, Quillet, Old Man Quilles. Even Queen Latifah was in there. SLC Punk, yes. I remember that one for sure with Matthew Lillard and then Devin Sawa. What are some movies that you wish got a Blu-ray release that surprisingly don't have one yet? True Lies is one that I definitely think deserves one. There's a whole bunch of horror movies that I think need one. Poughkeepsie Tapes, Freaks, Vampire, which is on Criterion on DVD but doesn't have a Blu-ray release. Rawhead Rex, which I think is getting a 4K restoration, which I think that's a terrible idea for that kind of movie. Trying to think of other ones. I don't even think Abras la Ojos, Open Your Eyes. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation. I don't think that one has a Blu-ray release either. I think it deserves one. There's a whole bunch of movies that still need a Blu-ray release that don't have one yet. Surprisingly so. True Lies is one that I think is a glaring one that definitely needs a Blu-ray release. But I know, I think it was Sony recently, they're doing like those burn-on-demand ones. Like they did that for The Net and then Real Genius, which they're like, I want to say 25, $30, and it's like a factory burn disc. But I think that's the way that it's going to go in the future for physical media. It's going to be like a little bit more expensive, and they're going to be burned discs, so they don't have to worry about losing any money on the back end there. Yes, that was me last time from France. Omar, yes. Yes. The text on that messes me up. What horror figures do I have? I don't have a ton. Here's a few right here. I have a few more, but I just don't know where they are. But there's the Snow Globe VHS set for Halloween, which is insanely rare. That Snow Globe set I've actually seen sell for like $200. Whew, it's nuts. Yes, I did actually send technique for region coding changing to one of your video messages. I didn't see it then. Could you leave me a comment about that, please? On this video, once it stops going live and goes post to YouTube, please, because I would really like to figure that out. I'd appreciate that. Judgment Night is another one that I think needs a Blu-ray release. I hope I can remember that later, because I want to make a top movie list that needs to get Blu-ray releases. The Abyss, yes. The Abyss I actually think I have on my list too, for because I started a list for recently, in fact, for top movies that need a Blu-ray release, and The Abyss was on there. That's shocking The Abyss doesn't have one. Rob Wells is the actor from Trailer Park Boys that you confuse with Danny McBride. Why is Scream Factory releasing steelbooks now? Yeah, I could completely agree. AM Fire Fist. I think the artwork is awful for those ones. It was the same artist who did the deluxe poster artwork and slipcover for John Carpenter's The Thing. I like the regular edition they had for The Thing. That artwork was amazing, but then that deluxe edition extra slipcover, that looked terrible, and that same artist is doing those steelbooks. And again, it's another case of Scream Factory re-releasing movies that have been released like a dozen times already. I think they need to start working on movies that don't have a release already. That's what kind of really brought them to prominence initially. They were releasing all these great films that didn't have releases before. So I think they need to get back on that. And yeah, I think the steelbooks are a good idea for that company, but terrible artwork, and maybe, do some ones that haven't had a steelbook release before, or haven't had a Blu-ray release before. Alive is really good. Again, another survival, classic survival movie right there, based on the true story of the soccer team that went down in the mountains, and they had to eat the dead bodies and stuff. But Judgment Night is one I think is a super underrated movie too. I'd put that on like my top 10 underrated movies list, in fact. Bad Ronald. Yes, I have Bad Ronald on DVD as well, the Warner Archive release. That's one I think needs a Blu-ray release too for horror as well. Yes, I think it's one of the better made-for-TV kind of horror movies too. Very underrated. Just went crazy and bought 4 Criterion Blu-rays from one seller. I hope you got a good deal. Let me know which ones you got. Yeah, exactly. How many Child's Play? How many Carries? I mean, some of these movies I thought looked decent enough before. I get it, like the directors or cinematographers, gave it the approval as far as the new transfer, but some of them I feel like it isn't a drastic upgrade for me. They add like 1 or 2 special features, a new slipcover, and they charge you, double the price. And then for a while they were doing these things where they're doing the deluxe editions, like they did it for a few different ones, where if you buy another slipcover and a poster, it's an extra like $20. And that just blows my mind. And so many people were buying them up and then trying to flip them on eBay. It shocks me. But not sure if this was asked, but how do you have a catalog of your movie titles? I don't. I know some people were mentioning some apps and stuff. Let me know if there's an app that you prefer, because I need to do that for sure. And House of Blues, let me know what other movies do you have. Do you still have Hard Candy? And then Just Friends, I think you had those. Let me know if you still got those ones, because I need those in my collection. Yes, Logan Toxic, the man who rocks it. Yes, he does the Criterion sale. He does those little raps and stuff, but he does a lot of the out and abouts. I don't know, when I do out and abouts, I don't go in stores and talk to myself. I feel like that's super weird. I don't know. Here, it's not a social norm to do that. I just don't know if I would feel comfortable, walking in a store, talking, bumping into people, and just talking to myself on a camera. So I just, yeah, props to him for doing it. Props to everybody that do those kind of videos. When I've done out and about videos in the past, I do a POV look and I don't really talk. I'll maybe I'll add some audio later, but yeah, I don't know. Again, when I did the flea market one, the last flea market video I did, I had like 6 or 7 people ask me, "What are you doing filming? Why are you filming this?" It's just not a social norm here in Jersey. I've never seen anybody else film in public like that or vlog in public. So yeah, but I do watch Logan Toxic. He's kind of become an OG on here now. Why was Naked Lunch given low ratings on Blu-ray.com? I thought it was stunning. I haven't seen the Blu-ray version of it, but I have seen the film. The next Blade Runner film, I'm looking forward to it. It looks tense. It looks visually stunning. I'm excited for it. I love the original Blade Runner, and that's one of those movies that didn't do well initially in its theater run back in the day, and then it's become like a cult classic. Film Aficionado is a pretty good site for that. Is that a website or an app? I'm really looking for like an app that I can have on my phone. Sin Nombre, yes, I actually have that in here, and I've only seen parts of it. I've never seen the full one. I should actually pop that in like soon. I've been meaning to watch that for like forever. I don't think that has a Blu-ray release either, but I've got the DVD for it, and I've only seen parts of it, so I finally need to sit down and watch it from beginning to end. I've heard rave reviews for Sin Nombre. What's your favorite so bad it's good movie? I'd say Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's such a cheesy one for me. I think a lot of people will say Troll 2 because it's known for being the best worst movie. But yeah, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is one that I think is super cheesy, but I love the heck out of it. Cuban Fury, thank you. I appreciate that. I've grown it out, still letting it go. I feel like it really hasn't grown in the past week or so. But yeah, a lot of the hair comes in like light colored now. But we'll see. I'll keep it going for a little bit more. The Before trilogy I need to get for sure. Breaking the Waves, okay. Nice. You got some good titles there for sure. We Are the Flesh. No, Jason Hamilton. Thank you for reminding me. In fact, I literally forgot about that. I have it. I'm so disorganized right now. I've got like stacks like everywhere, all over the place. And this is just the office room. Like here is the rest of the collection. Like here's the bus sets, Criterions, Eureka, Twilight Time, Disney. And then the section under here that's obstructed by view is the Blu-ray TV seasons behind all this stuff. And then Steelbooks, Digibooks, Arrow Video. And then, just stacks, a little bit of everywhere. All over there. And then over here. And then horror Blu-rays right down here. A little bit more horror Blu-rays, and then I have other horror Blu-rays on the floor and in the other room, enough to go down to about this shelf. And then I've got some box sets and stuff, and I've got other box sets over here. And then here's the rest of the collection in here. There's horror DVDs, some DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks. So I still need to organize everything. I need to get rid of some stuff too. I have a bunch of ones I still want to sell. I sold a bunch recently, but I still got a bunch more that I need to sell. And once I clear that space out, I'll start to alphabetize everything. And then I'm going to do a complete Blu-ray collection video, which will take forever to do. It'll probably take like 4 hours to do. So I don't know if I should break that up into parts or what. Let me know what you guys think. Should I break it up into parts, like do like an hour segment each time or a half an hour segment each time? Because it'll take forever to do. And plus my camera that I use only does like 18-minute increments in HD. So I'll have to stop every few minutes. And then the battery is kind of draining on it too. So I can only take like probably like maybe 35 minutes. So it's going to be a continual process of charging and uploading the videos and blah. But I know I've had a ton of people ask me to do that, so I'm gonna do that soon. Let me just scroll through the comments. I do need to see We Are the Flesh. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, I completely forgot about that one. I have it in a stack over here that I was gonna do an update for and then watch it. But yeah, I need to put that one in. It looks super crazy from the trailers. Yes, updated horror shelf videos. Yes, I was gonna do a complete video. I had already started my complete horror Blu-ray collection video, and then I got new bookcases in, and it completely messed me up because I wasn't sure where I stopped for the movies. Mindhunters. I'm not sure if I know the one that you're, because I think there's two different Mindhunters. Is that the one that has like Christian Slater or something like that? If that's what I'm thinking of. You mentioned Hard Candy. That's too scary for me. It gives me nightmares and headaches. I don't necessarily think it's scary. It's just very tense and it's kind of like dark content. Greasy Strangler I haven't seen just because the trailers for it just look disgusting and terrible. It's like an old naked guy. Don't really want to see that, but I've heard good things about it. But I didn't think, yeah, Prisoners was some really good performances in there for sure. Ninkyo893, I hated Dead Man's Shoes. In fact, I'm doing an update recently where I'm going to talk about that. I thought Dead Man's Shoes was just amateurish, and it seemed like an undergrad student film. It was ridiculous, the concept. There was a part where like all the gangsters, the thugs, get into this tiny little like car, look like a clown car. And there's another part where the thugs confront Patty Constantine, and there's a scene where I can't remember if he shoots at one of the people or they shoot at him, and then they just take off. They could have killed them, or maybe it's the other way around. He could have killed them, one of the ways. And then when he does get his revenge, it's just like so ridiculous. And then the ending, and then the twist I could see coming. I figured that twist out early on. I hear everybody rave about Dead Man's Shoes, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or not. I like This Is England. The same director did that one. But Dead Man's Shoes I thought was terrible. Unwatchable for me. But I know a lot of people love it, so I guess I'm in the minority on that one. I just saw Sicario. I love Sicario. Denis Villeneuve is a very talented director. Prisoners, Enemy, Arrival. Yes, very stylistic, and Sicario was amazing. I love Benicio del Toro in it, especially at the end. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers is a cheesy, fun one too. Was that Fred Olen Ray, I think? Nice to see the bed is made. Yeah, well, I don't know. I grew up as an army brat, so my bed was always made. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've dated girls before who were, appreciated the movie aspect, or at least my passion for it, so they didn't necessarily mind that. I mean, I had girls kind of live with me before. I was engaged before, so... separate videos by brand, Criterion, Scream Factory, etc. I don't have a ton of Scream Factory releases. I know some people buy every single one that comes out. That's not me. The Ghost in the Shell TV shows. Yes. I remember watching that I had the old anime movie way back in the day. Yes, Mindhunters. I like Rennie Harlan, actually. He did some cheesy movies, too. He did Ford Fairline, I believe. Yes, I do like Dazed and Confused by Richard Linklater. Really good coming-of-age movie. And I think the one that I enjoy the most from him is Slacker. I feel like if you're going to be a filmmaker, especially indie filmmaker, you need to watch that movie. I feel like it definitely influenced movies like Clerks. Scrolling through the comments. Guy Fieri. Who do you think are most overrated directors? I think David Fincher and Christopher Nolan. I like Christopher Nolan. Fincher... some of the recent films I haven't been a big fan of, so I could see Fincher being on that list for sure. I like Nolan though. I respect that. I like the grimy look in Taxi Driver. That was, for me, the only thing I liked about Dead Man's Shoes was Paddy Considine. I feel like his talents were wasted in that movie. I like him a lot as an actor. He was the saving grace of that movie. That was the only thing I liked about Dead Man's Shoes. Nolan is one of the most overrated. Yeah, a lot of hate for Nolan. Yes, I'm definitely going to see Alien Covenant. I am really excited for that film, even though I don't like Dan McBride and some of the other cast members. Yes, I love... Fight Club was one of the only movies where I thought the film adaptation was better than the novel. I was big into Chuck Palahniuk when I was younger. I feel like in my generation, that was like Chuck Palahniuk was the author of our generation. And then kind of like Dan Brown sneaked in towards the end. But more so Chuck Palahniuk. And I'd love to see Lullaby get a release. Choke has a DVD release. I'd like to see that one get a Blu-ray release. I really enjoyed that one. But Fight Club was a classic for sure. Seven as well. But some of the ones he's done recently, like even the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo remake, I thought it paled in comparison to the original. People loved... I think it was a lot of just the English-speaking people. I'd see a lot of British people and American people love the Fincher remake, but I thought it was just nowhere near as good as the original. And a lot of people were saying it was better, and that just blows my mind. The original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is, for me, cinematic perfection. An all-time modern classic, almost Hitchcockian. It was an incredible adaptation. Was it Stieg Larsson, I think? Yes, I'm actually excited for it because initially when I saw the pictures of Pennywise and the kids, I didn't like the look of it. And the first trailer hooked me. The second trailer it just keeps better and better. Fences was a good film, strong acting performances by Viola Davis and Denzel Washington. But to me, it was based on a play, and it felt like a play to me. Just some of it just felt kind of unnatural, the way that there were the dialogue and stuff. But strong performances for sure. Yes, I have seen Steak Land 2. In fact, I don't know if I might have done an update about that already. If I haven't, I filmed one and I just haven't uploaded it. But I liked Steak Land 2, but it was too derivative of the first Steak Land movie. And there's a scene at the end of Steak Land 2 that just caught me off guard with two characters at the end. I'm like, was that even necessary? Not that like I'm against that, but it came out of nowhere and it just seemed odd to me. Like there was no build up for that scene. I was just like, what? But it was just too derivative for me. Yes, Once We're Warriors is a phenomenal New Zealand film. One of my favorite New Zealand films. In fact, Film Movement is a company that released it on Blu-ray. They released two amazing New Zealand films. Once We're Warriors and then The Quiet Earth, which is a great post-apocalyptic movie. But Once We're Warriors and The Quiet Earth are probably my two favorite New Zealand films. And I would definitely recommend the heck out of both of them. Great Blu-ray releases from the Film Movement as well. Very underrated company releasing films. But yes, Once We're Warriors, classic film. What was the guy's name again? The husband guy. I can't remember what he called himself. His nickname was kind of funny. Jake. Was it Jake something? I can't remember now. But Jake the Muss. I think it was Jake the Muss, right? But yeah, man, that one really got me right here. Yes, I did get it right. Hooray for me for getting Jake the Muss right. But yeah, no. Incredible film. Yeah, that creepy dude at the end. That guy, that actor who did the thing that ended up causing the dramatic climax. He's been in a ton of other movies. He's a really good character actor. I've missed a bunch of comments, so forgive me. I'm just going to scroll through right here. Yes, I have seen Romeo Must Die. It's been a while, but I did enjoy it. Aaliyah, I was a big fan of back in the day. When I was younger, when she passed away, that was like a huge shockwave. I was living in Virginia at the time, so Missy Elliott, Timbaland Magoo, they all hung out with Aaliyah, so that whole vibe was big down there. Random Disney comment: they need to release Blank Check on Blu-ray. I know they're doing a lot of those like Disney Club exclusives, like they did Cool Runnings, which I really need to get on Blu-ray. But then they're releasing Mighty Ducks 2 and 3 on Blu-ray, which I think I can do without. I don't need Mighty Ducks 3 on Blu-ray personally, because I'm probably never going to watch it. I love the first one. The second one was good, but the third one, like I vaguely even remember. But I definitely need Cool Runnings for sure. So if anybody has Disney Movie Club and you can get Cool Runnings for me, let me know. We need to work out a trade or something. Yes, Terrence Malick is... Terrence Malick, for me, I used to love him, but then I feel like a lot of his films were more style over substance, especially recently. Scrolling through, yes, Days of Heaven, Badlands. Yes, exactly. I feel the same way. I feel like I enjoy his earlier stuff. Even Tree of Life, I felt like was just way more style over substance. And then there was like, was it To the Wonder or something like that? Was another one he did. Really, the Australian Blu-ray? Are you sure about that? Like, I don't know. I haven't compared. I didn't even know there was an Australian Blu-ray for Once We're Warriors, but I loved the U.S. Blu-ray that Film Movement put out. Is there a comparison for that somewhere? Because I'd love to see that. I was impressed with the Film Movement Blu-ray release for it. House of Blues. Let me know. Do you still have Just Friends and Hard Candy on Blu-ray? Let me know what else you have. Finally, when this package came, I was so worried. But thank you for bubble wrapping the heck out of it. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Goofy movie, I'm surprised, doesn't have a Blu-ray release. Angels in the Outfield was a good one, too. He became Jango Fett? Oh, yeah, I do remember that, actually. Thin Red Line, yeah, classic, too. Angels in the Outfield. I didn't get to the Barn yet, but check out Pool Party Massacre. Yeah, the Barn I heard mixed things on, but I feel like it's one of those movies that has the most indie hype recently. Pool Party Massacre, I saw the the cover art for cover artwork for that, and it looks freaking amazing. The cover artwork has me hooked. I'm excited to see that one. I love Girls Gone Dead. That was a kind of a cheesy like throwback one. The extended cuts, I think I just saw the theatrical ones. I'm not 100% sure. I think just the theatrical. The beard is on fleek. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm trying to see if we can work out a deal off of eBay to avoid your fees and give me a better deal as well. Let's work it out. Well, I don't know what you have before, because I know I asked you about the criterions. I thought you had. I wasn't 100% sure if that was you or not too. I thought it was, but for some reason I thought there was somebody else that had a similar name. There's a German digibook. You're blowing my mind here. I had no idea there's a German digibook for Once Were Warriors. Oh, really? That's surprising that he lost. See, I kind of wonder when I see that with certain football players, when they're playing, they're huge and jacked up, but then they stop playing for a couple of years and they just lose all of that. So I kind of wonder if they're taking like HGH or some kind of supplements, testosterone or whatever. Mac G for forever. Definitely check out Mac G Forever. He's at least I only came across him semi recently, but he does some great pickup videos, Blu-ray hauls and stuff like that. So I definitely enjoy his videos. He's definitely one of the people I enjoy watching, one of the newer people on here that I've checked out. And along with the Geek Keenan and Talk Movies with Us. I actually did a video on the Australian Once Were Warriors Blu-ray. Yes, but is there a comparison one to the US one? That's what I want to find out. And who released the Australian one? Because again, I thought the Film Movement release over here was really good, so... Yes, I saw there was a steelbook for it. I don't know if it's German, but I saw... Like, I want to get the one that actually says it, because I know there's another one that I think has ES on it. I don't really want to get that one. Yes, what's that from? I know that quote, and I know wherever that quote is from, I know it, but I can't think of where I've heard that from before. I feel like it's something that I've seen recently too. The things we own end up owning us. I know I've seen that recently. Let me know where that quote's from, because now it's gonna bother me. You picked up Fight Club. Awesome. Well, I saw it somewhere else too recently. Then I picked up the Band of Hand on Blu-ray the other day for $8. You know, I think it was Mill Creek that put that out. I need to check that one out. Cheesy action. I do like cheesy action for sure. A low-key Scream Factory you should check out is Fender Bender. I actually did hear a lot of people praise Fender Bender. I haven't checked it out yet myself. Is this still part of the same one, or is this a separate video now? Because it started over on the time. It starts at 1. It just all of a sudden it said no connection and then poor connection. So I don't know I don't know what's going on with the computer or not. But I might need to reboot the router in a second. But I'm gonna actually finish up on here because my battery's about to die. But yes. Did Wrigley pee on my phone? No, I don't know what happened. It just all of a sudden, oh, nope, the internet's back. I guess there's just an internet malfunction real quick. That's never happened before in a live stream. So, yes. Stone Cold, yes, I had that one. That was an Olive, I think, release. But I'm going to get off here for now. And if you have any movie recommendations for me, let me know. Once this video stops going live and posts to YouTube, please leave me a comment and let me know what you're going to watch coming up next and what movie recommendations you have for me. And I hope you guys have a good night, and thanks for tuning in with me. I had a lot of fun again, and expect more of these live streams coming up soon. And sorry for the technical difficulties on this one. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.